Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Behind the podium of one of America's most renowned mega-holy places stands a man known for his strong messages, extravagant way of life, and disputable lessons. Pastor Creflo Dollar, however, past the custom-made suits, extravagant vehicles, and private jets lies a story loaded up with logical inconsistencies. Outrage and questions from the external world gave off an impression of being an image of heavenly gift flourishing service. Monetary overflow and a dedicated following yet under the cleaned outside gossipy tidbits about avarice family battles and extravagant spending started to surface, testing his message and testing the confidence of his adherents. Is Cow Dollar really honored, or is there more going on than meets the eye? Stay tuned as we uncover the untold sections of a life that is everything except basic Creflo Dollar Jr. Notable American 2028-62 in School Park, a suburb of Wedabara, and the bottom, Wholly stopping his athletic goals during this season of recuperation, something surprising happened. He became profoundly engaged with his confidence. Despite the fact that he had never intended to enter service work, an extraordinary second came when he gone to a book of scriptures concentrate on bunch on his school grounds in Atlanta. It was there that he settled on the individual choice to give his life to Christ, as his enthusiasm for his freshly discovered confidence developed. Creflo started offering the gospel to individual understudies nearby. He immediately became known for his evangelistic endeavors, frequently seeing to other people and responding to inquiries concerning confidence and otherworldliness. Close by, a schoolmate named Ken Creflo begun a little book of scriptures concentrate on bunch in their apartment, which they called the World Transformers Book of Scriptures, concentrate on what started as an unassuming week-by-week meeting immediately filled in ubiquity, drawing in more than 100 understudies who were anxious to find out about the lessons of Christianity. The year 1981 denoted the authority start of Creflo Dollar service, and his book of scriptures concentrate on meetings turned into a wellspring of direction and motivation for someone. Individual significantly affected by the book of scriptures study was Taffi Bolton, an individual understudy who had a wild past. Taffi had spent her adolescent years in association with hazardous ways of behaving, including drug use, exorbitant drinking, and relaxed connections. Anyway, when she entered school, she had become exhausted of her way of life and looked for a new beginning. She deserted her old propensities, discarded her noteworthy garments, and embraced a more unassuming appearance. In her leisure time, she committed herself to perusing the Holy Book and also fortifying her otherworldly life in her book. Taffi later uncovered that she was profoundly dazzled by Creflo during their initial cooperations. She respected his obligation to his confidence and his authority in the book of scriptures concentrate on bunch, albeit the two of them were engaged with isolated connections at the time. Taffi admitted that she frequently thought, sometime I need to wed a man. Appreciate that the two turned out to be dear companions, and about a year some other time when both were single they started dating. Notwithstanding in their developing warmth for one another, Taffi was clear around one thing: she wasn't prepared to wed Creflo as long as he was all the while living with his mom. Creflo, who had indicated marriage during their romance, took the message to heart. Following 2 years of dating, he was prepared to settle down, and the couple at last secured the bunch. Following their marriage, Creflo and Taffi began their coexistences in a humble loft in Riverdale, Georgia. Creflo functioned as an instructive specialist at an emotional wellness emergency clinic, while Taffi accepted a position at a FedEx call focus. The couple likewise all brought CFO's child Gregory up in their little yet cherishing family. However, their starting points were modest. This part of their lives denoted the groundwork of what might later turn into a worldwide service. Gregory Campbell's experience growing up was set apart by extreme difficulty, depicted as a white kid uncommonly mishandled, wild, and in torment. Gregory was pushed into adulthood unreasonably early, confronting encounters that no kid ought to have to persevere through. The authority, in the book about his life, considers this alarming period, noticing how Gregory's tempestuous childhood drove him into a dim and unnerving world, loaded up with melancholy drugs and self-destructive considerations. He had to explore his injury alone, spiraling further into despair. The critical second in Gregory's life came when he met Creflo Dollar, an instructive advisor and sprouting minister, while going through treatment at the Bronner Mental Organization in Smyrna, Georgia. Crowd congregation at the time was in its early stages, with only 8 individuals. Regardless of the little assemblage, Dollar's enthusiasm for helping other people radiated through. What's more, he became an example of the rare type of person who saw trust in Gregory. He shaped a nearby bond with the youngster, becoming not simply a specialist, however, a trusted mentor. Perceiving that Gregory required more than simply proficient assistance, Dollar went with the life-changing choice to embrace him, trusting that by giving soundness, love, and direction, Gregory could track down a way out of his gloom. Anyway, the choice to embrace Gregory wasn't without its challenges, as indicated by Taffi. Dollar's book Creflo had full care of Gregory at the point when they wedded in December 1986, when Gregory was only 13 years of age. This dynamic cocked eyebrows after all. Creflo, at 24, was as yet a young fellow himself. The thought of taking on a young person at that age appeared to be uncommon to numerous, yet Creflo was not entirely settled to give Gregory the help he really wanted. Gregory, as far as it matters for him, embraced the new family structure right away, calling Taffi Mama. However, his internal battles didn't vanish for the time being, notwithstanding the new familial ties and the affection he got from Creflo and Taffi. Gregory's process stayed laden with challenges. He kept on engaging in compulsion and explored different avenues regarding drugs, and indeed, even ended up in lawful difficulty as per reports from the Christian Post. Gregory took part in early terminations and became engaged with male suggestive, moving further, confounding his life. His tempestuous excursion was suggestive of an extravagant child circumstance, as he got sidetracked from the qualities his embraced father had attempted to impart. Yet Gregory's story doesn't end in murkiness. In the wake of persevering through numerous difficulties, he settled on an extraordinary choice to go out on a limb and join his dad's service. Injury today, Gregory works close by Dollar, filling in as the correspondence's chief and a computerized organization software engineer at World Transformers Church. His possible contribution in his dad's service is a demonstration of the getting through force of fresh opportunities and reclamation, the relational peculiarity developed further when Creflo and Taffi later embraced one more child, Jeremy, and proceeded to have 3 girls. This made them a group of 7, and keeping in mind that this enormous family may have the past eared to be offbeat to, and it reflected Creflo and Taffi's obligation to sustaining and helping other people both inside their family and in their service. By 1986, around a similar time, Creflo embraced Gregory. He chose to move his concentration away from his work as an instructive specialist and completely commit himself to the service he and Taffi became co-ministers of, World Transformers Services. Christian Center Wakiem, a non-traditional church, would proceed to develop dramatically throughout the long term. The congregation's most memorable love administration was held in the cafeteria of Kathleen Mitchell Primary School, with, as it were, 8 individuals going to the Dollar family. This area held a profound importance. Crow was the principal dark man to incorporate the school, and his mom had worked there as a cafeteria representative, making the setting an emblematic sending-off point for his service. Comic took on Precepts 47 as its saying in everything, look for understanding NGV, which reflected Creflo Dollar's way to deal with speaking about. Known for his capacity to improve on complex scriptural lessons, Dollar's messages reverberated with a wide crowd. His expertise in making an interpretation of many cited scriptural standards into ordinary language drew in additional devotees, and in somewhere around 2 years, the primary school cafeteria could no longer accommodate the developing group. By 1988, the service had grown out of its humble starting points and arranged the acquisition of a bigger office, the previous Atlanta Christian Center Church in School Park, Georgia. Thanks for watching this video.